Hey y'all, it's Sarah, the wine-loving bookworm, back for my third book review. I am still on the Whole 30, which is actually going pretty well, but I can't drink any wine. And although everything's going well, I would die for a glass of wine. That's the only thing I really miss. So tonight we're going to try another kind of kombucha, give it another shot. I picked up this one. It's the same brand. It's called Lavender Love. So let's give it a shot. Here we go. Oh, ew. Okay. That kind of tastes like I would imagine a bath bomb tastes like. You know when you walk into one of those stores and it's like whoof in your face? It's kind of like what it tastes like. Let me try one. Yeah. Ooh. I don't know about that. Oh, and tip, while you're drinking the kombucha, don't shake this. I know it's like so tempting to shake it. Like you feel like, I need to shake it. It says it on the label not to shake it, and even though I'm a huge reader, I don't read labels. And I shook it, and it went everywhere. So even a little shake, it goes everywhere. So, tip if you pick up the kombucha. So let's move on to the book. Tonight I am going to talk to you guys about Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I'm sure that you've heard about it because the movie just came out recently. I read this a month or so ago, maybe a little bit more than that, 2 months ago. It may seem like a little bit of a change of pace for me. Well, I don't know. I don't really have a pace. I read a book, or told you guys about a book about Native Americans, and then one about a war story. So I guess you don't know my pace. Seems like a change of pace for me, but it's not. I do kind of like science fiction, as long as it's not super involved. And this wasn't. This was a pretty easy read. So, again, I picked it up because of the movie. I have not seen the movie. I went on Netflix to see if they had it either streaming or I could get it on DVD. They didn't have it either place. I don't think it's come out yet. So I wasn't able to watch it. I heard that a lot of people didn't like the movie. They were kind of a little mad about it because some people were very, very into this book. But I haven't watched it yet, so I can't tell you that. If I watch it at some point, I'll let you know. So Ernest Cline is a really interesting guy. He's an author, obviously, a screenwriter. He wrote the screenplay for Ready Player One. But he's also a slam poet. Like a slam poet. You know, what? That is just crazy. He was the Austin Slam Poetry Champion in 1998 and 2001. I mean, throwback to the beatniks in the 60s, right? Like, this is really cool. Like, he's not only an author, he's a slam poet. I would have loved to see something like that. Maybe it's on the internet somewhere. I'll have to look it up. His other books tend to focus on science fiction and video games. He has a book out about called Armada, which is about a company releasing a game that is you battling aliens, battling against an alien invasion. It actually turns out that they're trying to prepare the world for an alien invasion. So as you'll see, it's kind of pretty similar, in the same vein as this. So, basic summary. The world is sort of falling apart at, this point in time. It's very barren, it's very dangerous. A lot of the poor people live in mobile homes that are literally stacked on top of each other, super safe, right? And the rich people, I guess they live in cities. They didn't really talk about that too much. Our protagonist, Wade, who's a teenager, lives in one of these stacked mobile home cities with his aunt, I think. So, again, the world's kind of like not really a safe place. Civilization's a little bit fraying at the seams here. And people now pretty much live in a video game. I say this is a little eerie because while I'm reading it, you could actually imagine this happening. Basically, there's a huge virtual world called Oasis. You work there, you go to school there, you shop there, you do all these things there that you would normally do in the regular world, but now they've created this entire virtual reality that you can live in. I mean, you literally don't have to leave your house. I guess you have to leave to get food, but I think you can even have that delivered. Everything just runs through this virtual world, Oasis. Oasis was created by a guy named James Halliday, and he ends up dying. And in his will, he has told the world he's left an Easter egg in his game, and he has an elaborate sort of scavenger hunt that anybody is welcome to try to solve. And if they can get to that final Easter egg, they will inherit all his money and the company. So you can imagine there was a big furor about this. This guy was super rich, like billionaire rich. So fast forward 5 years later, nobody can figure out this dang thing. There are 3 kind of phases to the scavenger hunt, and you have to get a key and then get through a gate and then get another key and get through another gate. I won't go into the details, but that's kind of the basic outline of the scavenger hunt. No one can even get to the first key after 5 years. James Halliday was really obsessed with 80s culture, 80s movies, 80s books, 80s current events, all that stuff. So there's tons of references to all sorts of different 80s culture, pop culture things. Now Wade, our teenage protagonist, has been researching all this stuff, has read everything there is to know about James Halliday, read everything he's ever written. So he's really immersed himself in this, but he still can't really figure it out either. There's also a whole company out there called Innovation Online. What is it called? IOI. Here it is. Innovative Online Industries, IOI. They have hired people with their sole job is just to go out there and try to get the Easter egg, to find the Easter egg. So they have all their money behind them, all their technology. Nobody can figure out even the first clue to get to the first key. Now, Wade has immersed himself in James Halliday's life, 80s culture, so it's not really by accident that he deciphers a clue, but kind of by accident, just kind of clicks, and he thinks, that can't be right. He ends up getting the first key and getting through the first gate. Now, when he does this, the scoreboard lights up with his name and a certain amount of points that he got. So now everybody in the game can see that this kid Wade just went into first place. So obviously to decipher the clue, obviously he's gotten the first key. So there's an uproar. IOI goes after him and wants to recruit him to work for them. They have to figure out who he is. They've got to find him. He doesn't want to do that at all. Turns them down flat. So now they're out to kill him. So the story kind of progresses with Wade trying to, one, get the next key in the next gate and eventually get to the Easter egg, all the while avoiding being killed by this corporation that wants him out of the game. So that's the basic outline of the game. What I really liked the game. That's the basic outline of the book. I really liked the writing. It was engaging, easy read, not too science fiction-y, you know what I mean? This is not the Lord of the Rings. The parallels to today's world were really creepy. I mean, you could absolutely see this happening, soon. And I really liked there was a Wade's name in the game was Parsival, and he kind of has a little crush on a girl named Artemis. I really liked those two, basically because they were like super awkward and, were surely not the popular kids in school, and I just love characters like that because that was so me growing up, so I so relate to them. And they were just very cute and just very relatable, so I really like those characters. What I didn't like, I just said it wasn't like super science fiction-y, and it's not, but kind of at the end, you kind of start going into super geekdom, okay? And no offense, I mean, hello, look at me. But it got a little bit much for me at the end. Overall, a great book, and I can overlook that. But some of it started going a little crazy, too crazy for my taste. He's supposed to be working on a sequel, so that's really cool. We'll see if he comes out with that. And I would probably overall, who would like it? I guess I should do that. I would definitely say like your middle school boy would probably like this book. I would love to get my son reading more. Maybe he would like that. Yeah, but don't dismiss it just because you think it's about some young kid playing a video game, because it's really not. And I think that adults would like it. And I love how they weave in the 80s trivia. I mean, if you grew up in the 80s, you're going to like this book because you're going to see all these little things. You're going to be like, I remember that. Oh, yeah, I remember that. So that's really cool. Overall, I'd give it a 4.5 out of 5. So definitely go pick it up. Again, it's Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. And if I happen to watch the movie, I'll let you guys know about that. Also, I wanted to tell you that I went to my book club last Thursday, and we really didn't talk about anything beyond what I talked about here. So I don't, nothing really to add in that regard. So I wanted to kind of do something a little bit different tonight. Oh, I wanted to tell you too. Netflix has a really great miniseries on. If you're interested in that Beneath the Scarlet Sky, World War II, the Nazis, it's called Auschwitz. It's 6 episodes that are 40 minutes-ish long, 45 minutes long. It's a BBC miniseries, and it's about Auschwitz, obviously, but it's also a lot about the Nazis and just the whole process of them removing the Jews from their homes, putting them in the concentration camps, eventually killing them. It's very interesting, very fascinating. They actually have interviews with SS officers, which I just found fascinating. So if you're interested in that, watch it. It's streaming on Netflix. It's going to go off of Netflix on September 1st. So it's real quick. It's easy. It's only 6 episodes. You can definitely have time to watch it. But if you are interested in World War II, I definitely think it's something that you should watch. So a little bit different tonight. See if anybody's watching me out there. What do you guys want to know about? Like, what books are you interested in? So I kind of had 3 choices. I forgot to grab one of them. The first one would be Wild by Cheryl Strayed, about a woman that walks the Pacific Crest Trail out, I think it goes from Mexico to Canada, and she does it by herself. You might have heard of it. I think it's been a movie. It was a very good book. So that's kind of my first one. I forgot to bring it, but the next one is Let Me Die in His Footsteps by Lori Roy. It's also a really good book about the South, kind of about family and their skeletons and Southern superstitions, things like that. Really good book. I read that for my book club, so this was really good. And then the last one would be Jodi Picoult, Small Great Things. This is, I think, her newest book, and it's going to be a movie. Julia Roberts is going to be in it. And this is sort of about racial tensions in America. Really good book. So comment and let me know which one you'd like me to talk to you about. Wild, Let Me Die in His Footsteps, or Small Great Things. So let me know what you're interested in. Also, I'm going to start reading Becoming Odessa, which is about a girl walking the Appalachian Trail. So maybe I'll wait to talk about Wild unless you guys are really interested in it and compare it with this one. But I just got that one, so I'll read that soon. And then Homegoing by, Gyasi, I'm going to say that real wrong, sorry. This is my next book club book, so I picked that one up. So this is also one that I'll be reading, but I don't know that I'll get it done in a week because I'm reading something for my son right now. So, but anyway, so let me know what you would like to hear about, and go pick up Ready Player One. Skip the kombucha, but if you don't shake it. And that's all for me tonight. All right, guys. Cheers.